Yeah, so there are a few general signs that are going to raise some red flags. So there are some very normal parts of memory loss that all of us are going to experience at some point. So forgetting things like, a birth date or paying a bill here and there, those are normal things. But when you start to see some things that your loved one is doing or some choices that they're making, and generally an unawareness of safety issues, that's when things really become a concern. So I get a lot of phone calls with people who, she's doing pretty well at home, but all of a sudden I came over and her stove was on. She doesn't know when she turned it on, but there was a pot of boiling water, things like that. So we really start to see a lot of things that can compromise a person's safety. So looking at those things, some things you might look for around the house would be, a lot of us will misplace items and say, oh, where are my keys? Totally normal. But you may find that your loved one, went to put out something for dinner and can't find it. It's not in the kitchen, it's in the laundry room. So putting things in strange places, not being able to retrace their steps. So not being able to go back and say, okay, I had my lunch at this time, and then I, went to the living room for a while. So they're unable to trace those steps. And one of the really big key indicators is when you start to see the changes in personality. So a lot of that comes from, with early stages of dementia and memory loss, people are aware. They're aware that, oh gosh, I'm having a difficult time following this conversation. I'd love to jump in, but I don't want to because I don't want to be embarrassed. So they start to withdraw. So if you notice that your loved one is not engaging in activities that they normally would, or even just, chatting with family at a family dinner, things like that. Maybe they're just smiling and nodding and just trying to go along, but they're not really interacting. So that's a big indicator. Less activity at home. So they've become a little sedentary. They're not interested in getting up and doing the things that they did before. And then a very, very big red flag is if your loved one is wandering. So are they leaving the home and not, are they ending up in places that, they wanted to go for a walk down the street or walk their dog? Now they're confused. They may be in the wrong neighborhood. Someone may have stopped to help them. And then worst case scenario is we do get a lot of phone calls where, people are still driving. And it may even be something that's completely familiar to them. They go to the post office every day, but suddenly they can't remember how to get home from the post office. So that is a big indicator that it's time to look at getting some help at home.